Welcome to Wesley Impact. I'm Keith Garner. Are you in a position to be a positive influence in the lives of those around you? Thank you for being part of the programme today. Every year around the world and in every nation, there are regular sporting fixtures that capture people's imagination, that keep people glued to television screens and radios, that elevate sportsmen and women into the public eye and high-level media scrutiny. Today I'm going to be speaking to one person who knows exactly what that's like. Sam Tagatese is a professional NRL player with the Cronulla Sharks in Australia. In 2016 was one of the starting players who helped to steer the team to its first premiership for the club. I'm going to be speaking to Sam just a little later and looking at his football career, his influence as a Christian at the Cronulla Sharks and how he's using his prominent public profile to share what faith means to him. Sam is one of the players at the Cronulla Sharks who is referred to as a member of the Iron Squad, a group of Christians within the Premiership winning team who meet regularly to study the Bible at the club. We'll also be joined by Joe Peacock, who will join the Wesley Impact Band and sing the Rebecca St. James song, I Will Praise You. And I'm going to share some thoughts from John's Gospel, where we find Jesus spoken of as the Good Shepherd. It's a familiar pastoral term, but I wonder what it meant when the disciples first heard Jesus use that term. The imagery would have been familiar in a world where deities, heroes and other leaders were often portrayed as shepherds. But we hear it against the Old Testament tradition where God didn't want to leave his people without a guide. We'll look at that passage from John 10 a little later in the show. Here at Wesley Mission, we're ever mindful of the needs of the people we seek to serve, whether it's our child and family work, our mental health hospitals, our work with the homeless, our congregational life, our youth work, and all that we seek to do in meeting the needs of people who need us just to be there for them. Being readily available to meet the needs of the community requires us to do far more than simply turn up and be ready to work. It really is being prepared to train, to upskill our staff, to ensure we have the appropriate safety and security checks in place, to pay the electricity, the water bills, the list goes on. And so we don't hide from the fact that we need to ask people to support our work financially. Across our fundraising work, we have teams of people who send out letters, who coordinate major appeals, who canvass for supporters face-to-face in tasteful ways. And we also hold special fundraising events in support of areas of our work. One such event is Wesley Doves. This is a breakfast or lunch event for women that we host in Sydney with some 200 people in attendance. Each year, Wesley Doves raise money to support a different area of our work. And most recently, we raised money for Operation Hope, a youth work where we sponsor children to attend school holiday camps where they wouldn't normally be able to afford to be part of it. At a recent Wesley Doves breakfast, we had both the supporters and the people we seek to work with in the same room. And the coming together of the two was beneficial to both. Let's take a look together.
Good morning and welcome to our fourth Wesley Doves event. This breakfast is being held to raise funds for Wesley Operation Hope. Our theme is changing lives through love. And by being in this room today, we're all doing just that.
So for over 200 years, Wesley Mission has helped people in the communities access care, support and security that they need to face some of life's challenges and to reach their full potential. Our commitment to the Christian faith continues to guide us as an organisation in supporting and advocating those most in need.
It is the most amazing thing to be here this morning with Wesley Doves, to see all these wonderful people supporting a program that is really dear to my heart. And I'm just really grateful. I feel like a proud parent when you see the young people up on stage and performing and being just really confident and really resilient and really strong. So the young people we encourage to attend our program are those that might be disengaged from the community. They may be in foster care, or they may be in a home that is exposed to drugs and alcohol, or they may have experienced domestic violence in their life. So the program is really looking at building resilience amongst our young people.
Before I started, I was not in the best mental state, and I was really worried. So my mum offered me the opportunity to come here and better myself in my mental health. And it is such a supporting and loving environment with so many different people who all have their own stories and all have their own little quirks and things that make them individual. And it's amazing that everyone is just so supporting and loving of each other.
Operation Hope basically gets these young people to work on goals and strategise, and then we usually see them once a fortnight, and then we do a camp at the end. It's really great to see, I guess, the wider community and that community within Wesley Mission coming together to support these young people. I guess these young people don't always have a support network around them, and to be able to see that coming together behind the scenes so we can kind of convey everything else to them is amazing.
It's really amazing seeing everyone here today, because it's like you get to see everyone who has supported us, and we couldn't do any of this without the people who were so graciously giving us their time and money, and that's really what makes it so amazing to be here today.
If you would like to see more of the work of Wesley Mission, visit wesleymission.org.au. You can watch loads more videos, catch up on past episodes of Wesley Impact TV, find out about our diverse range of services, and get involved to help make a positive difference in your community. You can also connect with us on social media and stay up to date on the latest news and information from Wesley Mission. wesleymission.org.au.
The Sports United fundraising lunch is now in its 8th year as the corporate world and the sporting world unite to raise much needed funds for Wesley Mission's homeless services. Sports stars and corporate supporters meet over a first-class lunch held at the Royal Automobile Club of Australia. This event is a great opportunity to showcase your organisation's corporate social responsibility. To become a sponsor, call us or visit wesleymission.org.au.
Now, please don't hesitate to be in touch if you'd like to find out more about the work here at Wesley Mission, or if we can be of help to you in any way. The email address is there for you, impacttv@wesleymission.org.au, and our website, of course, is Wesley Mission. Now, joining me now in the studio is the starting prop for the 2016 NRL Premiership winning Cronulla Sharks team. Sam, it's great to have you with us.
Thanks.
Now, this thing here, how special is this?
It's definitely special, especially for the community of the Shire.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been waiting a long time for this to be...
What was it like that day afterwards when you were able to go around and show it people? What was that like?
Oh, it's amazing, you know, to go through adversity, through the club has gone through, and to come last year as a team, as a group of players, aiming for one thing, and to achieve this is such an amazing feeling. And you know, the next day was such a joy for the players to hold.
And it was after a tough time, wasn't it, in many different ways at the club? You know, to have this really was to turn the tide, as it were.
Oh, it definitely was. Yes, we had our 50 years last night. And hearing a lot of the old players talk about the history of the club, and it meant so much for them, and to hear them talk about the club, you know, was such a great moment, and for them to see the trophy at the club, so good.
So your memory of that day, lifting the trophy, was important. Was it the most important moment of the day?
Well, when I look back at that time now, you know, like it is good. It's an achievement. You know, us players, we've played so many years. We go through hard training just to try and achieve this. And but I look back now and just, you know, it is good. But then there was probably one moment where I look back and I really cherish was when the Iron Squad got together and we prayed and giving thanks to God for such an achievement. And the whole year has been a year of faith, a year that brought us together as a unit. And a lot of us have been on a journey, and have been on a search, and I thought that was amazing how God worked so instantly.
The Christian faith is so important to you, and making that witness has been critical to you, hasn't it? You coming from Samoa, you know faith is a part of the culture and the life of that place. How strange has it been for some people to observe all this? Have they been watching carefully? What do you feel about people's reaction?
I've never really actually seen anyone react differently or object to what's happening and what we're doing. You know, everyone respects that this is our belief, that this is what we grew up believing, and that's the key thing.
And you can use that profile that you've been built by winning and doing things for the benefit of other people, can't you, really, now? Yes,
for sure. You know, if we can make an impact in someone's life in a positive way, my word, we are willing and able to help out. And, you know, it's about sharing our faith, and it's about sharing what God is doing within our lives. And if we can help them, you know, shed a light or help them with whatever situation that are going through, then that's important.
Sam, we have a Samoan congregation at Wesley Mission, and I know how important family is to that congregation. Is that important to you?
Yes, family is important, yeah. You know, I've been brought up a strong traditional Christian family. My parents were, you know, they were telling us we need to go to church, you look after your sisters, look after your brothers, look after your family, and respect the elders. And it's driven at a young age. I grow up now and my family is important. My rugby league family is important. Even the Iron Squad, you know, we're a family as well, and that's important to us. And the head of the family is God.
And what are the most memorable moments in your life?
There's a number of key moments where that's very memorable. Obviously, the birth of my first daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really dear to my heart, and obviously the second one as well, 2 weeks old. Yeah. So those two are key memorable moments. But then also the day I gave my life to God. Yes. Was another key moment. Yes. And that was the day after the week of the grand final. Yeah. Was when I attended a community event the week after the grand final, and that was a global prayer event.
So it's like a rededication of your life in that sense.
Rededicated, yes, of my life, and just the whole year for me was you know, I started doing this course, and it was a life course, and it was.
Sam, you know, I have to say to you, it's only going to get worse from here on, you know. When you win, everybody wants to beat you, you know. You become the Manly now. Everybody wants to beat Cronulla after you've won. But I do wish you well, but not only in your playing, but also for your willingness to come on the show and testify to how important the Christian faith is to you, using your influence to help others. Please now welcome on the show Joe Peacock, who's joining the Wesley Impact Band to sing Rebecca St. James' song, I Will Praise You.
Joy comes in the morning, the sun is rising, and I wait for you. Streams flow in the desert, and there's an oasis, and I wait for you. Whatever it takes, whatever the cost, I will
I chose to volunteer at Wesley Mission because I'm passionate about justice.
I chose to volunteer with Wesley Mission because I've always wanted to work with people who have a disability.
You meet friendly people. They're all people who are self-motivated and energetic.
It not only gives me a purpose, keeps me active, and activity leads to longevity.
Wesley Mission currently provide over 130 individual services with over 2,000 employees, supported by over 3,000 volunteers to assist over 21,000 families and individuals each year. Whew, that's a lot of numbers. So as you can imagine, we are always looking for more volunteers to help. So please, volunteer today. Visit our website, wesleymission.org.au. You will not only be meeting new and interesting people, but you will be doing all the good you can, because every life matters.
Please do visit our website if you want to find out more about what we do at Wesley Mission, or as I've in other previous shows referred to, you can ask questions about the Christian faith that you might find relevant and meaningful to you. You can write to me, and the details are all on the screen now. As I introduced earlier, we're looking at a theme, and that theme now is Jesus, the Good Shepherd. So I'm going to read from John's Gospel, chapter 10, verses 1 to 10. Now, it might be familiar to you, but let's hear it as it would have been heard for the first time in the life of the early Christian community. Very truly, I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he's brought out all his own, he goes ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they'll run away from him because they do not recognize the stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees did not understand what he was telling them. Therefore Jesus said again, very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Now, one of the great themes of John's Gospel is contrast. Right at the very beginning, we have the contrast between light and darkness. And this Johannine theme is picked up again here, the comparison between Jesus as the shepherd and those who are anything but that, the thieves, the robbers, the people who sneak in. Jesus is by the door, and the thieves sneak in a different way. That is so important in understanding that Jesus is presented as the Good Shepherd. Now, to understand this figurative metaphor, we must picture a walled enclosure where sheep are kept at night, and the shepherd protects the sheep by lying across the doorway. Christians are doorways, if you like, to eternal life, enabling people to come and receive the gift that God offers in Jesus Christ. That's such an important thing, that Jesus would be in that place. You know, the shepherd had such an important job to do. The shepherd is not just some soft image. It's a very tough image. Very often the shepherd had to protect the sheep from wolves and animals and often have to fight for the sheep in that difficult situation. And really it is important. We had a member of my wife's family who was a shepherd in Scotland and then New Zealand. And I know how hard that life was. It's not the picture that sometimes we have. And Jesus really is the Good Shepherd. He's not just any old shepherd. It might be better to say, he is the shepherd that is good. You see, we lead by example. It was Albert Schweitzer who said, example is not the main thing, it's the only thing. And the example of Jesus is so powerful. He showed us how we should live. He showed us in terms of witness how we were to be. We listened to somebody talking about his witness in the realm of sport and the joy that came to the Sutherland Shire of Sydney when they won that trophy. And that was great, but he talked in terms of responsibility that is ours and theirs to be a fair and true witness to family, to the things that matter most in terms of his life and the Christian's life. And for the Christian, we lie across that doorway knowing that we have a responsibility to look after those. And Wesley Mission, we know all about this because we have a great responsibility for the marginalised, the vulnerable, the hurt, the distant in our community, to help protect them and grant them a sense in which they can know that they're important. You see, Jesus didn't merely point the way. That's one thing, pointing the way. He showed us he was the way. When we've looked at John 14 and when we've pictured that thought that Jesus is the way, the truth and the life, it didn't just say Jesus is the one who'll point the way. He said he is the way. And the one who lies across that doorway really is the door into life. And I have this marvelous picture when I hear these words of Jesus. They have a comparison back to the Old Testament from the book of Ezekiel chapter 34, where we read there that there were good shepherds and bad shepherds. Well, Jesus is the shepherd who is good. He's the one that can lead us to life. He's the one that can really and truly be the gateway into life for every one of us. Are you looking for life? I tell you what I think the most important verse of the passage is. It's that final verse where it tells us quite clearly, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. I've come that they might have life with a capital L, life as it's never been seen, life that we really need more than anything else in the world. And that's God's gift offered to you if only you're prepared to receive it from the Good Shepherd himself.
If you would like to contact Keith and find out more about today's program, write to us at Wesley Mission, Post Office Box A5555, Sydney South 1235. Or you can send an email to impacttv@wesleymission.org.au. On our website, you can catch up on past episodes of Wesley Impact, find out more about our work, read online magazines and articles, and connect with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also connect to Keith's blog and stay up to date on all of the latest news and information from Wesley Mission. wesleymission.org.au.
Well, thank you for once again joining us today. I do hope you enjoyed learning more about Wesley Doves, that event, and the way in which it supported young people through Operation Hope. And I also hope you found that lovely conversation with Sam Tagatese inspiring and motivating. And I'd like to encourage you to look for the areas in your life where, like Sam, you could make such a positive difference to other people's lives. Do visit our website. The address is on the screen now, and you can write to me at impacttv@wesleymission.org.au. Any other questions, don't hesitate to write. Don't forget, join us same time next week. Thank you, and God bless you.
Wesley Mission connects with more than 1,200 young people each year through Wesley Street Smart. To find out more, visit wesleymission.org.au.